And straightway many were gathered together, insomuch that there was no room to receive them, no, not so much as about the door. And he preached the word unto them. And they come unto him, bringing one sick of the palsy, which was born of 4. And when they could not come nigh unto him for the press, they uncovered the roof where he was, and when they had broken it up, they let down the bed wherein the sick of the palsy lay. In verse 5, when Jesus saw their faith, he said unto the sick of the palsy, Son, thy sins be forgiven. I want you to look at somebody before you sit down and say to them, say, neighbor, that's what friends are for. You may be seated. That's what friends are for. It is suggestive that most of what an individual believes is not always based on facts, but rather many times people are influenced by the culture, or rather social influence. We live in a time now that the abnormal, that's fine if you want it, the abnormal is now the norm.
Yes.
It is not that the individual, he or she, has done any real theological analysis to understand hermeneutics, but it's what an individual has been exposed to or taught. Social influence is also how an individual feels about a number of issues. And we live in a country where people are not, or their point of reference is not the text or the Bible. Their point of reference is not what we come to church and Bible class to learn. But their point of reference is what they hear on the street and what they hear within a classroom, or whatever the culture has decided that that would be the standard for the day. The Bible says that there is a way that seems right, but the end of that way. And so we understand that we live in a world where people are just trying stuff, you know. But I want you to understand something, that this Bible has stood the test.
Yes.
It has stood the litmus test. If you don't know what that is, somebody will tell you next to you. It has stood the test of time. And everything will stand the test of time. Time is going to tell on all of us.
Praise God.
I tell folk all the time, you can strut around and walk around and carry on, but time will tell on you.
Yes, it will.
If you got the goods, it's going to tell you. And so it is in everything. There comes a time of validation.
Yes.
When a thing or a product is validated. And it cannot be validated unless it has been through the process. The Bible said that it has been tried. The text has been tried in the fire. It has been tried 7 times. And I'm glad that the word is going to stand. Now, how many understand that the word of God?
Yes, Lord.
Now, I didn't say religion. Because the difference between religion and a relationship with God is one person is a spectator. And another person is a participator. You did not come here to spectate, I hope. But you have come to participate You are a part of the kingdom.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
And if you're a part of the kingdom, then you will benefit because you understand what's expected of you.
Praise God.
And so, my brothers and sisters, again, how an individual feels about a number of issues is usually based on social influence. And that's why we have to be careful how we are socialized, or how our children are socialized, and what they're exposed to. We have a generation that doesn't even have a concept of God, because their parents do not or did not believe it was important enough to bring their children. Now you don't ask your children what they should eat if you are their parents. You want them to grow up, and it's your job as a parent to make decisions and in the best interest of your child. You don't tell your child if it's, when it's cold outside, you don't leave it up to them to decide what they're going to wear.
That's right.
If they're in your house and they are your children, and you have the responsibility of being a parent, then it's your job to say, well, now this is better for you. And even when it comes down to what they eat and what they watch and what they see, you're to be the guide.
That's right.
And so children need that. If you don't think they do, then I think we live in a time when we have delinquent parents in some places. Children don't just grow up and become. And if you leave them to themselves, then you will have scandal, empire, and the have and the have not. If you leave them to themselves, and we have a subculture on social media, and it's a driving force, and what you think your children are not looking at. Come on, somebody. They can't even lift their head. Some grown folk can't, because they're busy. And I'm preaching better than you're texting. You can buy the app later on. When you come in the presence of the Lord, everything, come on, takes So this is monumental. When we're in the presence of the Lord, we ought to give him our best. We ought to give him our attention. But back to what I'm saying, social influence. So then it is what they're exposed to. And it's a challenge because our children all of our children have not been exposed to it. And so it's our job as parents, it's our job to train them. And not only train them, but be an example to them so they will see it. Because that's how they learn. They learn by what they see and what they hear and exposure. And so there are some things you can't expect of some children because they have not been exposed to certain things. Some children have not learned manners. And so for you to hit them or try to beat them, you got to first teach them. To say no thank you. Yes ma'am, no sir. See, we have all these expectations about teenagers, and we haven't even had a conversation with them to find out where they're coming from. So I guess that's why they say you don't respect me, because you need to find out what conversation or what conversations are they having, so that you can take it to the next level.
That's right.
See, the worst thing you can do is go after them and then not realize that this child grew up in a situation, he's a product of his environment. He's come home, or she has come home to nobody. So they basically have to raise themselves. So I don't want to get into that as much as I want to say social influence, social acceptance, and I'm coming to church in a minute. Social acceptance is another strong influence, simply because people, for the most part, want to be loved. People want to be affirmed. This is a part of the human, so you want to be validated. And you see, there are some things that when we come to God, or when it comes to kingdom, when it comes to the church, when it comes to the people, we need to understand what God validates. And see, the church, we're not here to sign off on everything the culture is doing. We're not going to sign off on it.
No, sir.
That's not what we're, because you are the salt of the earth.
All right. All right.
And so we are here to be an influence.
Yes.
A positive influence. We're not here to sign off on what you think and how you want to live. God has already decided what he expects of his people. And so, most often, people will seek these things from people around them. So it goes back to the network. See, that's the other challenge for people. Their network, or those people that they roll with. See, one thing I found out growing up, I can't change nobody, but I can change myself. See, if you want to stop cussing, then you stop, but then you got to remove yourself from the environment. See, people are not going to change because you stop drinking Bad Dog.
That's right.
Or Irish, whatever you call it.
Amen.
You know, or Hennessy. Come on here. Come on, I want it straight up. They're not going to stop because you don't go to the club anymore. You've got to make a decision for yourself. And then, you see, so you got to remove yourself. Come on, Tina. You got to remove yourself from some situation. And you have to have your self-esteem intact so that you're not tore up. So that you need certain people in your life. No, you will realize something. Once you start working on yourself, you will realize, I got God. My parents been loving me. You know, and so if I don't have 3 or 4 or 5 other people around, and let me tell you something, when you get busy when you get busy with your assignment, you don't have time to run and roll with certain people that are not going anywhere. See, if you are spending $40,000 a year to educate yourself, if you got plans on being the chairman of the board, if you have plans on being the pediatrician or the judge, or if you want to own a company, then at some point in your life, you've got to stop playing. And become serious about your life. You've got to find out, Lord, what is my assignment? Come on. Now, you don't want to wait till you get 40. There's some things you ought to know that God has assigned me to do. And so I got to surround myself with people that are going in that direction. It's the environment. It is the network that's killing you. You don't believe it? Look at your page. Look at your page. Whatever page it is in social media, look at it. And look at the people on there.
That's right.
Okay? So you got to say to yourself, I got to change this.
That's right.
Because and by the way, if you're going to work in corporate America, there are some jobs and some companies that will monitor. While you are doing the application online, they've already gone and vetted your page. And they will say to you, it's interesting that this and that and the other. And you say, well, how did you know that? Well, we were on your page. And because of that, we don't feel like this is going to be a good relationship. And so before we, take you through all these other changes right now, so you got to be careful because you're making a statement. Okay, come on, leave it alone.
That's right.
I'm going to church you in a minute, and thus these individuals around us have the most influence over us. And when it comes to bad habits, you have 2 kinds of friends. You have authentic friends and you have authentic accomplices. Now, friends help you to succeed. Accomplices help you to concede. Friends help you not to self-destruct, whereas an accomplice helps and assists you in self-destruction. I'm going to leave it alone. And by the way, enjoying my company doesn't mean that I'm your friend. Look at somebody and say, baby, everybody's not my friend. Just because we can sit around and have cocktails, sit around and come on somebody, does not mean, come on, everybody's not your friend. Some folk have slept with people that have never been their friend. Well, let me go there now. You got to be careful. You have to be careful who you call your friend. So enjoying somebody's company doesn't make them your friend. And oh, she's so wonderful until she does something that you don't like. Come on. Oh yeah, come on, brother. Come on, I'm talking to you. You know, and I never met a gal like her in all my life. She is just drop dead gorgeous. She's drop dead gorgeous now. But give it some time and put her in a situation that she's uncomfortable with, and she'll show you how drop dead gorgeous she is. Come on, somebody. Like the girl said the other day, I'm getting ready to go upside his head. I said, now how you gonna do that? She said, oh, he knows. So these are the kind of stuff that's going on outside, not, you know,
That's right.
in this world we live in. You see, oh, he's so charming. He's charming now.
Yes.
But you have not seen him in the thick of stuff. You know, you got to go home with him. You got to see how he interacts with his brothers and sisters. If he's calling his mother out of her name, if he calls his sister out of her name, then if you get him mad enough, and I don't care how much you give him, come on somebody. See, when you're in the heat of the moment and doing pillow stuff, that's one thing. But it's another thing when he's in the thick of it and he keeps telling you that that's extra. He keeps telling you that I'm not going to do no back and forth now. And you can hear his rage and voice changing. He said, oh, I'm scared. Well, I guess you are scared because you did not know that side of him. If you're going to have a genuine, authentic relationship, both individuals need to show each side of themselves. And you want, if it's going to be something that's going to be genuine and you're going to commit to each other, then you need to see my ugly side. You need to know that I got some issues, so then you can make a choice and you can decide if you want to stay with me. But I don't want to scare you after 5 years. I mean, we done got a mortgage, we got 2 cars, and now you decided you want to take off and distance yourself. Come on, we don't do the work that we should do in the beginning of the relationship. So we don't do the background. Or we want to talk about how he looked or how she looked. And so we have not done any discovery. And to find out that there were 2 other people and there's residue from the last one. Why get involved with someone that's still involved with, okay. You sitting at the girl, you sitting at the table with Danny, but you still like David. Okay, it's quiet. I don't know where I'm going that way. They're so charming. They're charming, all right, if they take you off course and lower your standard. Compromise your convictions. They are accomplices and not your friends. Oh, come on, I'm almost finished. Now you are accountable for who you call a friend. And remember, you can't do better if you don't know better. Tell 3 people, I know better. That's why I'm trying to do better. You know, you don't know the benefits of eating right and exercise until you know, okay, I'm going to leave it alone. Before you knock somebody that's in the gym and working out and exercising and trying to change that, before you go after them, you need to find it's good for them. It's good for you. See, so let me go here to the text because I don't want to stay there long, but I want you to know, you got to do better. Tell somebody, I've got to do better. And I want to do better in every area of my life. I don't have time to spend on you.
That's right.
I don't have time to point my finger at you. I want to be better.
Yes.
Amen. So here's the man, look at this real quickly in the text, who's paralyzed and verse 3, come on somebody, read it. Cannot walk, and his friends, he has 4 friends. He's paralyzed now. Is that in the text? Yes. But all of his friends can walk. Now he's paralyzed. Now all of his friends can do what he wants to do and can't do. Come on, let me bring something out of this. Number one, some of us will remain handicapped for the rest of this year and probably the rest of our life if we continue to associate with unhealthy people. I told you I'm coming to church. If we continue to associate with sick people, come on, whenever you have friends and you have goals, you then need to make sure that you have some friends that can do what you cannot do. Why hang out at the mall, and see, oh my God, if you got a plan for your life, you don't have time to end up in the food court every day. You have to be calculated. You've got to be a person that has said, now Lord, you've given me this goal and objective and I need to do something about it. I don't have time to run with people that have no future or no desire for destiny. I need to go somewhere. As a matter of fact, when you reach 40 and 50 years old, you realize you got more time behind you than in front of you. And you don't have the luxury of playing games, because if somebody's coming in your life after 40, they've got to have their stuff together, because you don't have the time. You don't have the time to play. Now listen, I know you say you're going to be with me. Well, now are you serious? Because we're going to put it all on the table. When I was 25, that was one thing. When I was 15, that was another thing. 35. But now when you reach a point in your life, you want someone that can contribute. Not only spiritually, come on somebody, but in every other area. I need somebody that can pour back into me. See, I tell the sisters all the time, you don't need to give him the goods first. Okay, I'm gonna leave y'all alone. See, some of y'all thought, see, your mind is on scandal right now. I could be talking about money. You don't give him the key to your house.
That's right.
Brothers, I'm gonna help you in a minute. You listen, instead of him connecting, see, you gotta let him connect with your heart.
Amen.
And not your chest.
That's right.
Because see, everything after a certain time goes south.
That's right.
I don't care how much, come on somebody, diet you put in, Botox you put in, I don't care how many exercises it's going south, baby. Come on somebody, it's going south. And see, you got to have something else. When you say, okay, how much can you put in your skin? Okay, so I'm trying to let you know you got to have something inside. You need an inside job. Come on, and again, you don't have the luxury of playing a game. And you can't say to yourself, now listen, I can't afford another bad investment. This got to work now. Some of us right now, we can't afford to have another person fire us on a job. We've got to make this work. So you got all of this stuff, you got to look at it and say, listen, I'm looking at my life and God has given me a good life and there's some things that God wants me to do. Is this the individual that's going to help me get there? All right, so he's paralyzed. In verse 3, he has 4 friends. He's paralyzed, but all of his friends can walk. Wow. And so whenever you have friends and you have goals, as I said, you got to make sure that you have some friends that can do what you cannot do. If it is your desire to go to the next level, how many want to go to the next dimension? See, I'm not going to be long. You need to then surround yourself with people that are tithers, people that are savers, people that sow and invest in people. Come on, somebody. Entrepreneurship is in the room. But you got to prepare yourself for it. If you've been married for 2 years, you need to surround yourself with people that have been married for 20 years. Amen. Because the person that has not been married does not have anything to contribute to what y'all going through. And that's why you got to get off Facebook. You got to get off social media talking about, I wish I never did this before, and how I met them, and it was all this and that, and shoulda, coulda, and all that. No, get off, because all you're doing is putting your business in the street. If you want to fix this, you need to sit down with the Negro and tell him face to face how you feel. Excuse what I'm saying. You need to tell them how you feel. My heart is broken. Come on, somebody. Social media should be there for the positive thing, not to air your dirty laundry. Come on, social media is not out there so that you can dress up in a certain crazy way, talking about, look at all of this and all of that kind of stuff. If you got a good husband, then you don't need to be going on like that. He ought to be the only one that sees that. Okay, I didn't even know I went there. So you want somebody that can contribute to the marriage. If he was mine, I'd have been gone. But guess what? Because she has no investment. You have an investment. Come on, somebody. You're working on something. So you have to have the people around you. Now, look at the text. The text says, these four can walk, but he cannot. Watch this. His friends say, you know, this is not normal. Let's get him to a place where he has what we have. And that's what friends are for. Your friends want you to make it. Tell somebody, friends want you to make it. They want you to graduate. They want you to stay on the job. They want you to stay in that relationship if it's healthy. Come on, somebody. Have a whole lot of so-called friends that are messy. You got a whole lot of folk that are messy, and as long as they see you struggling, going through, they're fine. But when they see you, when they realize that you made up your mind that I'm going to have something, if I've got to save it for it, I'm going to have something in life. God has promised me a future. These same folk become threats. Come on, somebody. Tell 3 people, I'm not threatened by nobody. You know, and you got to get past the bling. You got to get past going to Marshalls and these stores. Talking about, I wonder if I put this on, what they're going to say. They're ham and cheese about what they're going to say. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, when I dress up, I'm dressing up for the king. I wish I had a house. Oh, come on, somebody. Yes, sir. When I put my clothes on, I want the Lord to be glorified. You got to get past the bling and past how people feel and public opinion and what folks think about you. Well, listen, I don't care what they think because they are not paying my rent. They do not pay my utilities. Come on, they don't pay my car note. All right, come on, somebody. Stop giving people that kind of power in your life to control you and make you feel okay. Go back to the text. Your friends around you at some point will define what real wholeness looks like. Now notice, they didn't buy him a wheelchair or a platinum set of crutches. Neither did they glory in his weakness, but they became his coach. I need a coach in my life. Deeper in the text it says, the text didn't say he wanted to go, but his friends took him. And let me tell you something, it would be good for you to bring somebody to this meeting. If you have any influence over their life and they're struggling and they need help, you need to tell them tomorrow, you better be ready.
That's right.
Because just like when we rolled in the world and I would take you to a club and we would go out over the weekend, you go and meet the church tomorrow night. Because there's a word from the Lord that's going to help you deal with this weed. They just missed that. Or tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, God can help you with loud. Okay, I'm going to leave it alone. Something to wipe my face with it. But look at your neighbor and say, God, listen, if God can deliver some of us, can he deliver all of us? Some of us, we used to be a whatchamacallit. So look at 3 people and say, neighbor, I know if God can save me, he can save anybody. Some of us have to have a drink every day. Come on, somebody. Straight up, straight around, everything else. Come on, somebody. But God knows what he's doing in your life. Some of you, God met you in the club and told you in so many words, this is your last club. This is your last dance. This is your last reefer. This is your last cocaine party. Come on, come on. And then you started feeling the desire to stop. Come on. And it's nothing like God when he starts working in you. Come on, he can get in your dreams. He can get in your spirit where you joint and it don't feel right. Come on, it's quiet. That's what I like it. They're getting ready to bring the body in a few minutes. In other words, you coming out of this. I don't know how you feel about it, but somebody that you know is coming out of a situation. Get up and tell 3 people, say, neighbor, somebody's going to be delivered in my family. Well, I can't get no help out there. I can't get no help. Tell your neighbor they're going to get dead. They're going to get delivered. I got their name on the altar. Come on, come on, come on. We can't lose this generation. We lost the previous one. We can't lose these young people because these young people are going to be the ones that lead the church. I know some of y'all don't believe it. Say they don't even know how to sing Jesus Loves Me. This I know because you ain't taught them. You're so busy criticizing them. Come on, somebody, because you can't, if you're trying to evangelize, you can't demonize at the same time. You got to do one or the other. Jesus loved me, this I know. For the Bible tells, you need to tell, somebody's got an open spirit for you to tell them that Jesus can save. Oh yes, oh yes, I'm closing. In other words, you are coming out of this. You are coming out of the tough 3 people. Somebody's coming out of something right now. Whether you want to or not, there'll be no more aiding and abetting in this house. I just said something there. Come on, there'll be no more shacking up in here. Come on, somebody. Yes, we need the kind of people in our life that say you are coming out. Somebody holler, I'm coming out. I'm coming out of this situation. I'm not gonna let you, come on, somebody. Yeah. I'm tired of seeing you upset. I'm tired of seeing you crying. I'm tired of hearing you talk about what you don't have. Listen, I'm bringing you to Jesus. How many know that that's the answer to the world's problem? The world needs to come to Jesus. And if they're going to come to Jesus, you need to bring them. Come on, let your light so shine. He said in the word that if I be lifted up, I will draw all men, not religion, not joining the church, but when someone is touched by God, when someone is delivered and they fall in love with Jesus, their life will change for the better. I wonder if I got anybody here that has ever fell in love with Jesus. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, I know what he's talking about. I'm not in here because the music sounds good. I'm not in here because, all of the other things. I'm in here for the right reason. I'm here because Jesus loved me when I did not love him. Let's tell the truth. Come on. He loved me when I did not know him. He loved me. The Bible said when he found us, we were polluted in our own blood. Come on, somebody. But I'm glad that he found me. I know we talk about that we found him, but look at your neighbor and say the truth of the matter is he found us. Oh yes, we are taking you to Jesus. The text says when they get to the door, the greeter says there is no more room. I wish it was like that. I wish it was like that, like when they go to the rock concerts. The days before the concert, they're all on the viaducts and they're out in the streets. Kids out laying out, sitting down, waiting to get their seats. And listen, we need to get the excitement on. We need to get the show going. Come on, somebody. We need to not wait until the overflow, but we need to get in the presence of the Lord. This is when his friends go from coaches to referees. In other words, we will not be stopped, and you and I need friends that are innovative. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, I need somebody in my life that's innovative. I need somebody in my life that's optimistic. I need somebody in my life that can say that Jesus saves and his blood washes whiter than snow. I need someone in my life that will take me by the hand and say God can do anything. Do I have anyone out there that can take somebody by the hand, put your little hood in and say neighbor, your children, you're going to have this dream. You're going to make it because God put me here. You will fulfill your destiny. And the Bible said, over in verse 4, they took the roof off. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, the roof is coming off of somebody's life. No more limitations. Get out your seat and tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, everything that's been limiting you over the last 6 months, the roof is coming off of it. Yes, it is. Get somebody's hand and say, neighbor. Yes, sir. There's no secret what God can do. What He's done for others, He will do for you. Authentic friends will see that you make it. Turn around and tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, if I have something to do with it, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make sure you make it. Yes, sir. How many believe it's going to happen? How many believe the door is going to open? How many believe you're going to be blessed? Well, look at somebody and say, neighbor, I'm going to be blessed like I've never been blessed before. Blessed in the city, blessed in the school, blessed in the bank, everywhere. Get out of your seat and tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, you're going to make it, you're going to make it, you're going to make it. God help you. And they helped the man. They tore off the roof and they let him down to Jesus. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, somebody here is in a struggle. But the God that